What's happening? My name's Tony, or Anthony. Some people call me Beans. This is what it is. And I've been meaning to make this video for a while, but I've been putting it off. But as you know, nothing happens before it's time, right? Okay. And the reason I say that is because while I've been meaning to make this video, I've also come to some realizations. Even in the stillness and putting it off in the quiet, right? And it actually got to a point where I realized that like I'm finally happy. Like I'm finally happy in life. And that took a lot. Now, if you don't know me, here's a quick breakdown, right? I used to be involved in the street life. I got in trouble a few times. I've been to jail a few times. But I recently, 2 years ago, came home from doing like 10 years in prison. Now, it's nothing to glorify, but I went through that. That is my story, right? And through that, I just changed my life completely. Had a complete 360-degree turnaround, right? To the point where even when I come home from prison, I didn't even come back to London. I'm from London, right? I didn't even come back to London. I was working in a pub while I was in prison in my last little parts, and they gave me a job. So I ended up moving to Oxford. Now, I drove myself home. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people let their friends pick them up and, have unlimited access to them straight away. Even after the same friends probably didn't go and see them the whole time they were there. So I came home different this time. And I also went to work the day after I came home. You probably never find anyone that does that. Like someone just goes to work the day after they come home from prison. Like, and I've been working ever since. Now, recently I just had a baby, right? Second son. And God knows I've needed a break. He knows I've needed a break, some time off, right? But at the same time, I kind of got into the rat race. So since the day after I come home, I've been working. It's been around 2 years now. So Christmas, I said to myself, all right, cool. If you want something different, you have to make different changes in your life. Because I've also been gearing up to, work in schools and deliver programs and shed my experience and shed some light on what's going on, right? Because I've been through it. And it is an area of my expertise. And so I was just working. So I said, all right, then you know what? I need a break, but I didn't know how I was going to get it, right? And it's when God works in mysterious ways, right? Because I had a baby, and then all of a sudden, there was no work. Now there's no work. What do you do? Do you panic and think, oh, I have to find a job, this, that, and the third? I didn't. I knew that this was the time to say, you know what? It's time to start believing in yourself, exactly what I'm doing. Through that belief in myself, and also working in schools and stuff, is God's been providing for us, providing for me. So I haven't had to think about going back to work. I've had more time on my hands because, like I said, I needed a break. Because the whole time I've been home, I've never felt free. The whole time I've been home, I've been working. I remember I told you I got the job while I was in prison, so it felt like I was still in prison. So now, it got to a point, to the other day, that I was sitting down there and I just, literally just started crying. I said, bro. But these were not any tears, these were tears of joy. I was happy. I realized that after 2 years of being home, it's now that I'm finally happy, which is cool. It's cool. So I suppose I've been putting off this video because I've been putting off making videos for a while. I had a break because I had a son. But the fact that, I feel like I had to feel that. I had to go through that. That feeling of happiness, that feeling of joy. What I haven't felt for years. I don't even know if I've ever been this happy before. And I tell you guys that so I can say this. It's never on our timing. It's never on our timing. We want everything now. That's not God's plan. We want to do this, we want to do that. We're not ready for it. You realize that you ever just been wanting something so bad and it never comes, then one day, out of nowhere, it just comes. And that's because maybe you wasn't ready for it. You see, God's not going to give you nothing you can't handle. He's not going to give you nothing he hasn't prepared you for. He's not just going to throw you in the water. He knows that you can swim. You get my point? So that's always God's timing. But what you can do in the meanwhile is just keep going. Keep going. Or when it doesn't seem like it's working, keep going. Myself, I got sentenced to 10 years. I didn't know how to do it, but I kept going. I kept going every day. Just kept going. Kept going. I used to tell myself, yeah, imagine my son was on my back in the middle of the ocean and all I could do was tread water. I had to tread water, I had to stay above water. Yeah, if my son was on my back, I had to keep going, and then a breakthrough will come. But if you're doing the right things in between that time, you can't go wrong. Now, I had to tell you this because, I start making videos consistently, sharing my experience and, the things I've been through, hoping to add value and help people all around the world. I hope to build a community. I mean, there's so much noise online. There's so much noise online. I turn on my Instagram feed and straight away I'm just, the noise. And not only is there noise online, it's the fact that everybody is vying for attention. And from attention becomes a new currency. We're now in trouble. Why? Because morals start going out the window. Things that we will do more for attention, Because people want attention so bad, they'll do things that they wouldn't have usually done. Compromise their morals. Say outlandish things. Not worry about the impact they're making and more worried about the statistics, the analytics, the likes, the views, the comments. I don't like that. It's too noisy for me. So even with social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok, I've started posting less frequency. Like the frequency of my posting has been less. Why? Because I don't want to compete for attention. I don't want to have to vie for it like that. Albeit, you do need to be seen. Fair enough. But I believe in organic growth. I believe in just being calm. I believe in staying humble. And I believe in really not chasing and attracting. I can't chase attention. Because now I'm going to, compromise my values, my morals, say silly things for no reason. That's not me. That's not me. So, yeah. It's my hope a year from now that we can build a lovely community. Yeah, a beautiful community where we support each other, we lift each other up. And we have fun while doing it, man. We have fun while doing it, challenge each other, push each other, claim it, own it, want it, be it, Funny enough, I'll give you another story. I planned everything, right? When I was in prison. I made sure I made plans. So when I came home, I done the right thing. Now, I planned for the first 2 years. And every year while I was in prison, actually, I made a plan for the next year, the next year, the next year. Just little things you do, courses you'll take, how you'll better improve yourself. This year was the first year I had no plan. It was a bit scary. But at the same time, I've decided to just trust in myself, put my faith in God, and put my best foot forward, man. Because I'm still learning. Think about it, if I've done 10 years in prison, I've only been out for 2 years, I'm still learning. The other day when I was happy, I realized that now, post-prison, I was still in survival mode. 2 years post-prison, still in survival mode. So when people saying to me, oh, you should be this, you should be that, I'm still experiencing things. It's only now I'm having flashbacks about prison. It's only now I'm feeling what prison was like 2 years later. Why? Because I've been working the whole time. But yeah, man, I just wanted to share that with you. Brief introduction, if you like. Brief synopsis, if you like. It's this channel, man. I always say hear me now, because who don't hear must feel, and who does hear will heal. I believe I've got a message to spread. I believe I've been given that talent to spread it. or given the right tools necessary to spread it, or even gone through what I went through to grow through that, to come and, spread the good message, spread the good word. You know, like I said, I've been putting off making videos for a while. This is my second video actually. The first video I actually posted, you know, always critique myself. I wasn't over the moon with it, but I knew I'd get better. This is the first one where, it's just natural. You're just gonna flow, you know. Like I said, my aim is to build a community, a year from now, to build a community where we can come and get away from the noise. We can get away from all the attention seekers. We can speak properly, address each other with respect, and work on our own values, and use that as our moral compass and guide. You know, don't have to show everyone what we're doing. I'm not posting no more of these videos on Instagram for a while, TikTok for a while. I may post them a little bit down the line, but for now, I'm just gonna let it bubble. One video a week, and this is gonna be my first one. I'll say my first one of the year. And I'm even more proud of this one. Why? Because, like I said, since my son's been born, I've been going through another level of spiritual upliftment, if you like. You know, it's been really nice. You know what I'm saying? It's been really nice to be blessed with another son in the first place. You know, and I have 3 children. I have 2 sons and a stepdaughter. But I never say stepdaughter. You probably won't hear me say that again. As far as I'm concerned, it's my daughter. And yeah, listen, I'm not going to chew your ear off for too long. Like I said, while I'm here cooking, you've helped me make a video. I hope if this video reaches you, I want you to know it was meant to reach you, as I was meant to make it. And through that, we now have a union, if you like, a connection. And we're connected for a reason. You know, hopefully you can like and subscribe. I would love that. You can hold me accountable too, and I'll keep checking in with you. There's a multitude of topics we can talk about, and as the year warms up, we'll just get better and better. But I'm here now. I'm gonna make a commitment to you that will show up for you at the start once a week. Yeah. And as I get these insights and, messages, spiritual messages as well, not just any message, I will share them with you. I promise you that. You know, my life's an open book, so I'll be transparent. I don't have anything to hide. You know, I used to be involved in the street life. It was my downfall, but at the same time, it's now made me. Like I said, last week I cried tears of joy. Finally in life, age 40. I spent 14 years in prison out of 40 years, and I've been home 2 years. You do the maths. Out of 38 years, I spent 14 years in prison. That's not great. It's nothing to glorify. That's not what I'm here for. But at the same time, through that life lesson that I had to go through and grow through, I can now spread some messages that add value to the world, literally. And that's the beauty of hardships. There's no testimony without test. You know, even in nature, there's no growth without darkness. Simple as that. You know, nothing doesn't grow without a little bit of shit. Simple as. You know, and if you're watching this from another country, maybe you want to just gain another perspective from someone else going through it in another country. Now, who's my target demographic audience? When I think about that, people always ask me that. I say, oh, who's your niche? Who's your... My niche is the root and the stem. Why? Because in the root. Why I say the root and the stem? Why? Because my son was just born. He's the seed. He's the root. From the seed, stem and root. And then as you come further up the stem, you've got my other son, Emilio. He's 12 years old, going on 13. This is the stem, and as the stem comes up, you know, so I know what it's like to be that boy in a fatherless home growing up in a world where it's not that great, you know, or it doesn't look that great. I know what I needed, I know what I wanted, I know what I didn't receive, I know what good ingredients were there, what good nutrients were there, what bad nutrients were there, and I know where we can get better. So if you're young and watching this, understand I've been through it. Anything you might be going through now, I've been through it. Just ask me a question, I'll answer it best I can. And also, further we get up the stem, we get to like my age or a little bit younger, and you realise that there's people that's still living in that life, living through with pain. They're still living in that life, living with pain. And that's why I say my niche is the root and the stem. That's why I say hear me now. Because who don't hear must feel. If you don't hear me, then you chase your tail in a circle. I haven't got the answers to the whole world, but at the same time, whether you hear me now or not, you are going to hear me. I said it before. Check out my videos. You will hear me, but when you hear me, it's up to you. You're going to hear me when it's too late, or you're going to hear me now like I want you to. And if you're like I said, if you're my age, 40 or above, you can also resonate with this channel. Why? Because it's all about healing. Hear me now, because who don't hear must feel. And equally, who does hear will heal. And hear me now is also about listening to you. So please, write in the comments. Tell me what you want me to make videos about. Tell me if you like this video. Tell me if you don't. It's fine. But one thing we're going to do, we're going to respect each other. One thing we're going to do, we're going to hold each other accountable. One thing we're going to do, we're going to be nice to each other, man. In a world where so much stuff's going on, is so wicked, we're going to be nice to each other in this world. On this channel. So like I said, like and subscribe, guys. Got another video out. That's great. I'm excited to see what we can do in a year. And then we reevaluate. It might be working, it might not be working. Who knows? But the main thing is we have faith. And if you have faith, as small as a mustard seed, you shall succeed. I'm not going to lie to you. A mustard seed is much smaller than a rice grain, to put that into comparison. But I'm not going to chew your ears off today too much. Yeah? Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. If you can, I'd love if you subscribe. Hear me now. Because who don't hear must feel. And who does hear will heal. Positive is the new gangster.